Let's solve this question on trigonometry. So for x in the equation, sine squared of x subtract 1 is equals to cos squared of x plus sine x, and you're supposed to give the solution in the range x should be greater than or equal to 0 degrees and it should be less than or equal to 360. The first thing you're going to do is to ensure that everything is uniform. For you to obtain the value of x, this one is just a singular equation, and you cannot solve a single equation where you have two unknowns. In this case, you have sine and you have cosine. You cannot be able to solve that singular equation having two unknowns. So you must either decide to make all of them to be cosine or all of them to be sine. Now, since I can see the easier one here to convert is cosine. We need to convert cosine squared of x and express it in form of sine. And how do we do that? We use an identity. This is an identity that you're going to use that is going to help us. And this identity goes like this: cos squared x plus sine squared x is equals to 1. So that is the identity we're going to use. And having this, you can make cos squared x the subject of the formula, and cosine squared x will be given by 1 subtract sine squared of x. So this is our target. So now in place of cos squared x, we are going to substitute that one with sine 1 subtract sine squared x. So this is what you're going to put here. So now we can write the equation, and you'll notice that everything will be uniform. So we have 2 sine squared of x subtract 1 is equals to cos squared of x. Now we are going to write this. Cos squared of x is the same as 1 subtract sine squared of x, then plus sine of x. Now you can see everything is uniform. Everything is uniform now. So now it is easier to proceed. Now, since you have everything being uniform, you have sine. Now you need to bring the like terms together. For instance, I'll bring this on to this side. Everything, actually, let us bring everything that is on the right hand side to the left hand side. And this is what you're going to have. We shall have 2 sine squared x. Then we bring negative sine squared x. The left hand side will be positive sine squared x. Then here we have negative 1. So when you bring 1, which is on the right hand side, we'll get negative 1. Then bring sine x to the left hand side, it will be negative sine x is equals to 0. So what I've done is simple, taking everything that is on the right hand side to the left hand side. Now let me simplify these. 2 sine squared x plus sine squared x will give 3 sine squared of x. Then these I can organize this one to form a quadratic equation. So subtract sine x, then negative 1 subtract 1 will be negative 2 is equals to 0. So as you can see, this one is a quadratic equation. It takes the form of a quadratic equation. And how do you know that? Since if you try to compare the terms of quadratic equation, this is how a quadratic equation looks like. Squared minus bx, this is plus, then plus c is equals to 0. So you can see it takes that form. It takes that form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So what we can do to be able to solve this one easily, we can simply substitute sine of x. We can substitute sine of x with, let's say, let me draw this. We can substitute sine of x with a letter like, let's say, y. So let sine of x be represented by any letter. You can take any letter, let's say y. So therefore, in place of sine x, we're going to replace that or substitute that with y. So we shall have 3 sine squared x will be, sine squared x will be y squared. Since sine x is y, so sine squared x will be y squared. So this will be 3y squared minus sine x is y, then minus 2 is equals to 0. So now it will be very easy to solve this equation. It will be very easy to solve this equation. So let us solve that equation. So 3y squared minus y, 3y squared minus y minus 2 is equals to 0. So you can use any method. Let me use a factorization method. So look for two numbers whose product is 3 times negative 2, negative 6, and the sum will be negative 1. These numbers are negative 3 and 2, negative 3 and 2. So 3y squared minus 3y plus 2y minus 2 is equals to 0. So factor out, 3y is common, so you remain with y minus 1 plus 2 is common, y minus 1 is equals to 0. So you'll have 3y plus 2y minus 1 is equals to 0. So here you'll have two solutions. You know that in quadratic equation you end up with two solutions. So you have 3y plus 2 is equals to 0, and this one will give y to be negative 2/3. The other one is y minus 1 is equals to 0, and this one will give y to be 1. So you have two values of y, but remember, in the question, you're supposed to obtain the value of x. You're solving for x, not y. So this is the point now. You remember, you had let sine x to be y. It is here. You had let sine x to be y. So therefore, y is sine x. Remember that. Y is sine x. So the first solution, y is equals to negative 2/3. So sine x is equals to negative 2/3. We solve that. This is from the first solution here. So remember the unit circle. Here you're dealing with sine. So you're interested. This negative 2/3 means that you're going to get the angles where the quadrants where sine is negative. So in which quadrants do we have sine being negative? We have sine negative in this quadrant, is the third and the fourth. So this is where we are going to obtain our answers. Our angles will come from that, where sine is negative. That is the meaning of that negative sign there. When you want to get those angles, we need to have an acute angle that you're going to use to get those angles in those respective quadrants where sine is negative. So to get that, we get x. So if you want to get sine x is equals to negative 2/3. So x will therefore be, we get the sine inverse of 2/3, not negative 2/3. Negative is just there to show us in which quadrant is sine negative, and it is the third and the fourth. So when you're getting the angle you're going to use, we get the sine inverse of 2/3. So this one will give x as 41.81 degrees. So that is the acute angle that you're going to use that will help us to obtain the angle in the third quadrant. So using this acute angle, how do we get the angle in the third quadrant? To get the angle in the third quadrant, we simply take 180 degrees because up to this point is 180 plus the acute angle 41.81 degrees. And this one will give the angle, the required angle is 221.8 degrees. That is the first angle. And we are looking at the range. The range is between 0 and 360. So in the fourth quadrant, how do we get the angle in the fourth quadrant? We take 360 and then we subtract. So 360, we subtract the acute angle for 41.81 degrees. And this one will give 318.19 degrees. So that is the angle in the fourth quadrant. So those are the only two angles you can get. Now we go to the other solution. The other solution is y is equals to 1. Remember, y was sine x. So the other one is sine x is equals to 1. So now we need to ask ourselves, which angle do we get the sine of to get 1? So x will be given by sine inverse of 1. And this angle will be, sine inverse of 1 will give you 90 degrees. 90 degrees is the angle that will give us, when you get the sine of 90 degrees, you get 1. As simple as that. So for that, we don't have any other angle because 1 is just positive. The only angle that will give us the sine as 1 is 90 degrees. So therefore, the solutions for this question is, we have 3 solutions. So therefore, x is equals to 90. Then the other angle is 221.8 degrees. And the other one is 318.19 degrees. So these are the required angles, and that is how you solve that trigonometric equation.